Hello everyone and welcome to Old Coins TV channel. If you love exploring the world of coins, their history, value, and rare discoveries, you've come to the right place. Here, we'll share exciting information about coins from around the world, from ancient treasures to modern currency. So, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss our latest videos. The 1974 D1 cent, officially known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent, is a United States penny struck at the Denver Mint and marked with the D mint mark on the obverse front of the coin, just below the date and to the right of Abraham Lincoln's bust. This coin belongs to one of the longest-running and most historically significant coin series in the world, the Lincoln Cent series, which began in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. By 1974, the Lincoln Cent had already been in circulation for 65 years, making it a familiar and essential part of everyday American life, used by millions of people for daily transactions, savings jars, school lunches, postage, and vending machines. The 1974 D cent was produced during a time of economic change in the United States, marked by inflation, rising metal prices, and debates about the cost of producing low-denomination coins, which gives this penny an important place not only in numismatic history but also in broader economic history. From a design perspective, the 1974 D1 cent continues the classic Lincoln Memorial design that was first introduced in 1959, replacing the earlier wheat reverse. The obverse of the coin features the right-facing bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner, whose initials, VDB, appear subtly on the shoulder of Lincoln. Lincoln's portrait is dignified and realistic, symbolizing unity, leadership, and democracy. The inscriptions on the obverse include, "In God We Trust," along the top edge, "Liberty," on the left side, and the date, 1974, along with the D mint mark on the right. The reverse of the coin displays the Lincoln Memorial, a neoclassical monument in Washington, D.C., with "United States of America" arched across the top, 1 cent, centered at the bottom, and "E pluribus unum" above the memorial. A fascinating detail of this design is that the statue of Lincoln is visible inside the memorial, making this one of the few U.S. coins to show the same person on both sides. In terms of composition, the 1974 D penny is made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, a traditional bronze alloy that had been standard for U.S. cents for decades, except for the steel cents of 1943 and a few experimental issues. By 1974, copper prices were rising, and the intrinsic metal value of the cent was becoming a concern for the U.S. government. However, the composition was still copper-based, giving the coin its rich reddish-brown color when new. Over time, depending on storage and circulation, 1974 D cents can be found in red RD, red-brown RB, or brown BN conditions. Freshly struck coins were bright red, but exposure to air and handling gradually darkened the surface. The Denver Mint produced an exceptionally high mintage of the 1974 D1 cent, with approximately 4.2 billion coins struck, making it one of the most common Lincoln cents in existence. This massive production was necessary to meet the demand for small change across the growing U.S. economy. Because of this high mintage, the 1974 D cent is not rare in circulated condition, and millions of examples still exist today. It is extremely common to find worn specimens in pocket change, old jars, or inherited collections. In circulated grades, such as good G, fine F, or very fine VF, the coin typically holds only face value, meaning 1 cent. However, the numismatic value of the 1974 D cent increases significantly in uncirculated and high-grade mint state conditions, especially examples with strong luster, sharp details, and minimal contact marks. Coins graded Mississippi 63 to Mississippi 65 are popular with collectors building complete Lincoln cent sets by date and mint mark. Particularly valuable are coins graded Mississippi 66 or Mississippi 67, red, which are much scarcer due to the difficulty of preserving such a small copper coin without flaws. In these top grades, prices can range from tens to hundreds of dollars, depending on market demand and certification by professional grading services. Another important aspect of the 1974 D1 cent is the presence of varieties and errors, which attract specialist collectors. While the 1974 D is not famous for a major double die like some earlier Lincoln cents, minor die cracks, off-center strikes, clipped planchettes, and broad strikes do exist and can add collectible value. Additionally, collectors closely examine 1974 cents for any unusual features related to planchette thickness, strike quality, or die deterioration. Genuine mint errors from this year in mint can be worth significantly more than face value, especially if they are dramatic and well documented. Historically, the 1970s were a challenging time for the U.S. Mint. Inflation was high, and the cost of producing coins was under scrutiny. The 1974 D cent reflects this era, as the government explored alternatives to reduce production costs in later years, eventually leading to the copper-plated zinc cents introduced in 1982. Thus, the 1974 D cent represents one of the later years of the traditional solid copper alloy cents, making it appealing to collectors who prefer pre-1982 copper pennies. From a collector's standpoint, the 1974 D1 cent is often included in starter collections, school projects, and beginner albums because it is affordable and easy to obtain. Yet, it also holds interest for advanced collectors who seek high-grade examples or unusual varieties. Many collectors enjoy comparing coins from different mints in 1974, such as the Philadelphia No Mint Mark and San Francisco Proof issues, to observe differences in strike quality and finish. The Denver Mint coins are generally well struck but may show weaker details in the memorial steps compared to proofs. Culturally and educationally, the 1974 D penny serves as a tangible link to American history, representing everyday life in the mid-1970s. It circulated during events such as the aftermath of the Vietnam War, the Watergate scandal, and major economic changes. For many people, this penny may evoke memories of childhood, savings banks, or early lessons about money. Its continued presence in circulation decades later demonstrates the durability of U.S. coinage and the enduring legacy of Abraham Lincoln as a national symbol. In summary, the 1 cent 1974 D is a highly common yet historically meaningful coin. While it is not rare in circulated condition, its importance lies in its role as part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, its copper composition, its massive mintage, and its connection to a transformative period in U.S. history. Whether found in pocket change, collected in albums, or preserved in mint state holders, the 1974 D Lincoln Memorial Cent remains a cornerstone of American numismatics and a fascinating subject for collectors of all levels. When examining the 1974 D Lincoln Memorial Cent more deeply, collectors and historians often focus on the manufacturing quality, die usage, circulation life, and long-term preservation of this coin, because these factors explain why so many examples still exist today yet relatively few survive in top-tier condition. During 1974, the Denver Mint was operating at extremely high capacity, producing billions of cents using hardened steel dies that were pushed to their limits to meet nationwide demand. As a result, many 1974 D cents show signs of die fatigue, such as weak lettering, mushy details on Lincoln's hair, and soft definition on the Lincoln Memorial steps. These characteristics are normal for the issue and help explain why sharply struck, fully detailed coins with blazing red color are much scarcer than the raw mintage numbers might suggest. Collectors who specialize in strike quality often search for examples where the memorial columns, roof lines, and steps are clearly defined, as these features can dramatically increase a coin's desirability even within the same grade range. Another important area of interest is the circulation behavior of the 1974 D cent. Because cents were heavily used in everyday commerce during the 1970s, most coins entered circulation immediately and experienced rapid wear. Copper cents, while durable, are also prone to surface damage, including scratches, nicks, carbon spots, and corrosion, especially when exposed to moisture or improper storage. Many 1974D cents were stored in jars, drawers, or basements, where environmental factors caused toning, darkening, or spotting. This is why truly attractive uncirculated examples, especially those certified as full red, are much harder to find today than people expect. Over time, collectors have learned that eye appeal, clean surfaces, even color, and original luster, often matters more than the date itself when assigning value to this common issue. The 1974D cent also plays a significant role in educational and transitional numismatics, because it sits near the end of the traditional copper cent era. Just 8 years later, the U.S. Mint would change the cent's composition to copper-plated zinc due to rising copper prices. As a result, many modern collectors intentionally separate pre-1982 copper cents from later zinc issues, and the 1974D is a key representative of that copper group. Some hobbyists even weigh these coins or study their ring and feel to better understand the physical differences between copper and zinc cents. This educational aspect has helped keep interest alive in otherwise common dates like 1974D. From an investment and market perspective, the 1974D cent demonstrates how condition rarity drives value more than age or mintage alone. While circulated coins remain worth only face value, professionally graded specimens in Mississippi 66, red and above can command strong premiums because registry set collectors compete for the finest known examples. Auction records show that top population coins often sell for prices that surprise casual collectors, reinforcing the lesson that even modern, high mintage coins can become valuable under the right circumstances. Error coins from this issue, such as major off-center strikes, dramatic die breaks, or wrong planchette errors, were also actively sought and can bring substantial sums, especially when authenticated and encapsulated. Finally, the legacy of the 1974D Lincoln cent lies in its balance between common availability and deep historical context. It is a coin that nearly everyone has handled, yet few have truly studied. For beginners, it offers an affordable entry point into U.S. coin collecting. For advanced collectors, it provides challenges in locating premium examples with superior strike and color. And for historians, it serves as a small but meaningful artifact from a decade of economic uncertainty and change. The 1974D cent reminds collectors that numismatics is not only about rarity, but also about understanding production, circulation, preservation, and the stories that even the most ordinary coins can tell. A deeper look at the collector psychology and long-term survival rate of the 1974D Lincoln cent reveals why this coin continues to attract attention despite its common status. During the 1970s, very few people actively saved uncirculated cents in rolls or bags with the intention of future profit, because pennies were considered expendable and nearly worthless beyond daily use. Unlike earlier decades where some collectors and banks set aside rolls, most 1974D cents were immediately mixed into circulation, where they were subjected to constant handling, counting machines, and commercial use. This heavy circulation dramatically reduced the number of coins that could survive with original mint luster intact. Even coins that were never heavily spent often picked up small abrasions from contact with other coins in bags and rolls, which today limit their grades. As a result, the gap between the massive original mintage and the relatively small population of high-grade survivors has become a major talking point among Lincoln cent specialists. In addition, the surface chemistry of copper plays a critical role in the preservation of 1974D cents. Copper reacts easily with oxygen, sulfur, and moisture, causing color changes and surface spotting over time. Many coins that were once bright red have since toned to red-brown or brown, which significantly affects their market value, even if the coin remains technically uncirculated. Collectors now place great emphasis on coins that show stable, original color without artificial brightness, as cleaned or chemically altered coins are heavily discounted. This focus on originality has increased respect for naturally preserved examples of the 1974 cent, particularly those stored in controlled environments since the 1970s. From a broader historical viewpoint, the 1974 penny also reflects the changing role of small denomination coinage in American society. During the mid-1970s, 1 cent still had noticeable purchasing power, and pricing commonly ended in 0.99 cents, ensuring constant demand for pennies in retail transactions. Over time, inflation reduced this purchasing power, but coins like the 1974 cent serve as reminders of a period when the penny was far more economically relevant. For this reason, many collectors and educators use the 1974 Lincoln cent as a teaching tool to explain inflation, metal values, and monetary policy. Ultimately, the 1974 Lincoln Memorial cent stands as an example of how ordinary coins gain significance through context rather than rarity alone. Its story is tied to mass production, widespread use, economic change, and the physical realities of copper coinage. While it may never be a key date in the traditional sense, its enduring presence, historical connections, and the challenge of finding truly exceptional specimens ensure that it will remain an important and respected part of the Lincoln cent series for generations of collectors to come.